Oh, okay. Here we go. Hey, yo, salute. What's good? What's good with the Black Goose family? Black Goose TV. You already know Fluence in the building. Got my boy Zen. What's happening, Zen? What's good with it?
What's the deal with y'all, man?
You already know what it is. First and foremost, I just realized I'm using the wrong mic. It's all good. But we doing a
Still crisp.
surprise. Yeah, it's still Chris, but I like to use the other one because the other one I could like, what I'm saying, I could lean back, move around
Yeah, I'm
like
gonna look
this
like it's
chair.
stationary.
Yes. But salute to the people, man. We doing a surprise podcast today. We already told y'all when it comes to Fluence and Zen, we probably gonna have, what I'm saying, we're trying to make it every Sunday, but at the end of the day, when it comes to this, it's gonna come whenever we feel like it. So hopefully y'all rock with us. Hopefully y'all, what I'm saying, ride with us when it comes to random days. As always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? Do all that good stuff for your boy. And yeah, just show some love if y'all come up in here. Get us in the algorithm. I'm about to do a little
Facts.
mic check real quick. As always, hit the like button. Yeah, it's cool. Okay. So now we got that out of the way, man. Salute to the people. As always, we're gonna start this joint in normal, what I'm saying, influences in fashion. We're gonna go, happily it's about to be the weekend. I'm happy as hell it's gonna be the weekend. I was not feeling this week, but uh talk to me, Zen, what I'm saying, how you feeling your day was? At a five, what's happening?
My day was like a one, bro.
Damn. Talk to your boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Or what I'm saying, tell the
I
Black
give it a
Goose family as much as you
1.5.
can.
I give it a 1.5. Actually,
Why
matter of fact, I
1.5,
think
man?
we should start on your day because my day and my week been long.
Uh today, man, my day. Uh today's been, it was a good day. It's a good day. My days be weird, you know what I'm saying? Because my good days are based around, like, I guess anybody else's moments, but like in the longevity of the days, especially when I don't do certain things. Um, you know what I'm saying? I don't stay busy enough, so that's not always the goodest thing. I gotta stay busy, man. I gotta stay busy because my mind be all over the place, lately. But I say today was a solid day out of five. I'll definitely give it a 3.6 out of five. I haven't had a solid five in a minute, but remember, a couple weeks back I had the four because that was just a good day all the way around. But I give it 5. I think I said 3.5. But y'all rock with me. It's late. It's late, and I don't got no work tomorrow. So you already know I'm on my Fluence Lounge before Fluence Lounge ain't even here. So I'm Fluence. But um, I'll give it that just because it was a cool day at work. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no troubles. It was solid. We was chilling. You already know big. Good news when it comes to work. So I'm happy about that. Um, and my rest of my day, I didn't go and work out. Oh, I'm sorry, I did work out today, but it was like a quick workout. I did maybe like a 45-minute workout. But it wasn't nothing like where I really pushed myself because I'm really wary of my leg right now. I'm a little bit worried, so I'll be getting that checked out fairly soon, at least in a week. I'm hoping to see what's really going on. But I give it a 3.5 strictly off of good news off of work. I told you about that, and then I had a cool little day afterwards. But I didn't really like if I'm not doing music, you know what I'm saying, especially, and then if I don't work out after work, it's weird because it's like, damn, homie, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? But it was cool. It's been cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy we doing. I've been talking with my sister today. We've been having solid conversation. So it's been cool. I talked to my mom today too. Told you about that. So it was cool. I talked to her. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure I keep that. If she don't reach out to me, I'm gonna try and talk to her at least every other day. You know what I'm saying? Because I know she'll be so. It was cool. 3.5. No, yeah, that's what my day was. You know what I'm saying? Not great, not bad. It was right. It was good. I had a good day. So
That's what's up,
salute
my
to the people.
boy.
Yo.
Makes me happy. Somebody out here is having a good day,
Yeah, man. What's going on, man? Talk to you, boy.
bro. I'm telling you, bro. It's just, but it ain't just been this week, bro. Like even that week, I told you that I was doing great in sales, bro. It still was just like a whole bunch because I'm like I just got more information. But anyway, yeah, this week just been terrible, full of crap. Remember how we were saying that Sunday rolled into that Monday? Well, it's just rolled on to Thursday, boy. I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like, it really kind of like, I guess you could say it started at work because, nah, it was like more so, I don't even know where to start, bro. It's a lot. It's not a lot, but it's a lot to explain, if that makes sense. I'll start with the day. 1.5, just because. So your boy wake up, right? So I know I have to wake up early because my boss started tripping all of a sudden. He like, and it was crazy, bro, because look, everybody be coming in that motherfucker low key when they want. Like, we're supposed to start dialing at 8:55, but motherfuckers were coming in like at 8:55, like exactly. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I was one of them people, but it don't take long to, you feel me? Once you push ready, like that shit
Yep.
come up no time. Yeah, no time. Like it's not like you gotta wait 5 minutes to process and shit like that. So it's just like bang, bang, bang. So anyway, Walter came in, like, bro, he always there early too. That's the funniest thing. He came in, bro, and then like 10 minutes later, all you see is friendly reminder, we start work at 8:45 and dial at 8:55. Weird shit, right? And I was like, whoa, ain't that crazy? Like out of every day, motherfuckers coming here whenever. The day you was late, you motherfuckers talk about be at 8:45. So anyway, so I wake up early because I have to get gas. So I'm trying to get there on time. So I'm like, well, let me get up a little earlier because I know the gas stations might be packed. Niggas thinking like me, like I got to get it in the morning. So I was having battery problems since Tuesday because when I was getting my tent off because of that cop, the lady, I guess when she was doing on the tent, my battery had died because she had left the, just the battery on. I guess it took too long. Battery just couldn't survive. But I think my battery was low key going out anyway. She just helped the process. But so when I wake up there, so my pops, he did like this little battery charge and everything last night. So I'm thinking that's gonna work. I get to the door, it won't even open
Damn.
because it's dead. So I'm shaking it. I'm thinking like my key not working. I'm hitting that motherfucker. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, oh no, this shit dead again. Because I had to get jumped the day before. So I'm thinking like maybe I just had, the good jump would get it recharged somehow. Nope, didn't happen. So luckily somebody was outside and so they helped me jump it. But because I had to take the key, you know how there's a key on the thing. So I had to take the key off and I ended up getting in and then they jumped me. So I end up getting the gas or whatever. And then I get to work on time and I just didn't get no sales today. And then just more bogus feedback and just it really made me mad because over the course of the last 2 days, I've gotten advice that's contradicted itself. Like, so all right, let me just go back to the beginning of the week so we can tie all in how this week's just been terrible. So Monday, I get no sales. So Tuesday I come in. Remember we had the podcast. I told you like, yeah, I'm trying to really, go tomorrow, get my sales up, show these niggas the deal, right? I go in there and I let them know I have court. While I do that, he's like, yeah, let's sit down. So have you thought about our talk? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah. He was like, okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make you move again and we're gonna put you in a whole new pod. We're gonna put you over here with Les and da da da. So what made me mad is because I'm like, I felt like I was really comfortable where I was at and I was finally getting the flow. You feel me? And it's because I had 2 Mondays zeros and I still finished the week last week good. Like I finished the Friday with like 3-4 bits, so 3-4 souls. So it's like, ain't like I ain't do nothing. You feel me? But I just felt like, why am I the only one in this office moving? Like I'm a problem or something. Or I'm not doing something right. Because I'm like, everybody gonna see me move and see I'm in a whole nother location. So his thing is, well, it's not bad to go. But he told me this last time. So I'm thinking like, bro, you already told me that bullshit. Like, what's he gonna teach me that this do not? So I get over there. That nigga not even teaching me, fool. That nigga doing his own little thing, woo woo. And so I end up getting this one dude. I'm getting just clicked all day, fool. Like niggas not trying to hear nothing I'm talking about. I get this one dude. I start doing the whole little thing, whatever. I get to the price. He ain't fucking with it. I'm trying to, loop him, whatever. He just not fucking with it, right? I'm just like, fuck it, gave up, just hung up, right? This nigga gonna say, I think you just need to, change your voice. Not your voice. You just need to be louder. You need to be more assertive. You need to go get these guys. I was just like, what, bro? What are you talking about? Like, that man had no shot at one. If he wanted him, he would have got him. Like, you feel me? I said your loops. I did all what y'all be talking about. None of that shit worked. Click. He want to say all that bullshit, right? So this dude named Danny, right? He come. I'm doing a call. I get another no sell. He was trying to say like, when you get around the money, try to be a little bit more aggressive there because we talk about money. You don't want to bullshit around that. You want to just get to it, let them know the deal. Da 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 da. He was like, don't try to cut out the script either. You know what I'm saying? Like I see you trying to cut out the script right here. I'm telling you, man, just keep doing that. So he's listening to the call. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try your way then, bro. Since you think you're gonna leave me the water, right? I do that shit, fool, today, right? So I'm just listening, do. I went through the whole thing. I could tell the dude was trying to rush me, but I'm like, he's telling me don't even worry about that, keep doing it. Bro, this is what made me mad. This motherfucker gonna say, hey, yo, right there on that call, if you feel like somebody's trying to rush you, it's okay to skip the script. I said, I know this nigga did not just tell me that, bro. He was like, yeah, it's cool to just be like, you know what? I'm going to do and get right over to the secretary. I said, bro, I was doing that and you told me don't do that. Now you telling me do that shit. I'm like, yo, like that shit had me hot.
Zane, remember what I told you, man. When it comes to these guys, it don't matter how you do it, no matter what way you do it, who you listen to, they always gonna tell you, oh, you could have did it this way, you might been able to get the sell. The only time they don't say anything is when you get the sell. That's just how the game goes. So remember what you can't take that bullshit ass shit personal. These niggas are just talking. I know it's like most of the time you thinking like you wouldn't be like this if we was just regular motherfuckers to stand next to each other. I know. And you gonna have times. I understand. But I'm telling you, man, you just gotta just be like it's not even like bet, like I'm listening. Just be like, you don't even gotta take none of that shit in. Just let them talk. And then be like, just go back to doing what you're doing and just get yourself. But they gonna talk regardless. That's just how that game is.
Nah, I feel you. It just bothers me because I'm like, they do the opposite bullshit. Like he gonna tell me get louder. And that nigga made a sale, and I didn't hear that nigga say that one word there on my mama, fool. I didn't hear him say shit. Nigga got the sale. I'm thinking like, hold on, bro. You was telling me I was too mellow. Like I didn't give a fuck. And nigga, that's exactly how you pitched that dude. I'm like, the hypocrisy in here is crazy.
I'm telling you, you can't listen to him, man. Because I'm like, there's no way you can't tell nobody when it comes to people's different personalities. You can't tell. There's no one way of getting it. It's gonna be different every single time, bro. Every single time. What's gonna work on someone is not gonna work on someone else. What's gonna work on someone else may have worked on the other person, but the other person that it worked on, it came far and few between. You see what I'm saying? I had to go through so and so forth. No, that same thing worked on that one that worked on before. Like it's just, but that's the game in sales because you gotta understand it sells. So the same way you can sell to someone, the same way they can sell to someone, the same way they selling something to you. It's all part of the game. So especially when they in that position, they always going to be big talking, saying like, "This is how you could have did it. This is what you could." It's just like it just be like, all right, it's all smoke. Like, all right, bro, talk. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't get upset about it, nothing like that. It's annoying, it's irritating like a mug. But I'm telling you, it's just
they just got bad timing because I'm like, I'm already getting kicked in the dirt. Like I'm telling you, bro, these niggas is really hanging up hot, like cussing me out because of somebody else didn't say all that. So I'm just like, I'm already getting, you feel me, clicked up on. I don't need you telling me I need to get louder. This I ain't saying something out the script. I'm like, bro, I'm not hearing like that bothers me because I'm just like, bro, I just heard you do a whole script, bro. You cussing at the customer.
That that's when they gonna hit you the hardest. That's when they gonna hit you the hardest because they gonna be like, oh, I can say something now because they nothing's coming from it. So I can say, okay, hey, look, da da da. They be bored, man. And they be feeling like they way is the best, or at the same time, it's ego driven. Sales is all ego driven, especially those type, you know what I'm saying, that situation. So I'm like, you're gonna hear a lot of it. It's always gonna come. It may not come one week or the next week, but it's gonna come. It'll come another one. But you just gotta know it is, and just kind of just be like, all right, know, you know what I'm saying, like.
Cause I'm like, that's
why I signed up for,
bro. Out of everybody, bro, and these niggas can tell you I've been in sale 15, 20, all these years, bro. I'm telling you,
and I'm not even trying to be like that, but I'm like, that's I'm Fluence right now, so I'm waiting. I'm say so, you know what I'm saying. I just had one of my coworkers try to pull that on me. I told him stop talking. I was like, I don't want to hear none of that. I don't really care about none of that.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, because I'm telling you, I was telling Walt, I said, bro, out of all the advice I've gotten from anybody in sales, my nigga Darren has given me the best advice. I'm like, because that's the only reason I'm really kind of still been smooth at the job. I'm like, he gave me this game back in the early August, and I'm like, I got my highest week in sales in
And
September.
that was just a little bit, and I'm like, that's not even me, because I could do the same thing, but I never do that. Like, bro, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm no, I'm not, but I'm 28. Said the whole year so I can be used to it. I'm 28, and I'm about to be 29, so I'm about to be 29. So,
This nigga just trying to jump the gun, like you trying
I
to make
gotta
me
get used to
27,
it. If I
nigga. Like,
no, if
damn.
if I could do that, you know what I'm saying, I get used to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a big deal when it happens. So I tell myself the whole year I'm 28, and then I'm about to turn 29. So salute to me. Anyways. Anyway, no, for real though. There was to say, oh, like I could flex the same way. Oh, I've been in sales for 8 years. That's why I do da. But I'm like, none of that shit matters if you ain't had no one who really got you. I was lucky enough to have young Sean Cooney in my life, man. Sean gave me. I'm like, that's way back when, but he gave me all the game I needed. To this day, that's all I follow through, and that's what I use. And I've always had people tell me in all different sales jobs, do it this way, do it that way. You know what I'm saying? Your way don't work. And I got irritated and annoyed. And I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Let them give me ups and downs, but I always just kind of stuck to that. And it always, it made me enough. It worked enough where I was able to live, you know what I'm saying? And save a little money. So, like, basically, when it comes to sales, most salesmen ain't that. I was lucky enough to come across Sean Cooney because most salesmen ain't going to be that way. Because Sean Cooney, he was arrogant, but I think part of it was I was young. Part of it, I was a young black kid. There, he was like, "Oh man, you a good kid." All right, bet I'm a, you know what I'm saying. I know that was a big part of it because that's rare to come across. It is what it is. Like, I ain't, what I'm saying, I'm not a nigga, cap on nothing. So he gave me game, and I've been able to use that and kind of transform it where I came confident where it works. You know what I'm saying? But also, you can take game from other things. Like, even a lot of these dudes who do be the way they are and they saying the things, they say, and they trying to say, oh, I've been in this many years. It's like, okay, well, let me watch you. Let me see if you have success from it, how much success you have from it. And, I could take a little bits. Like, there's nothing wrong with taking something from your enemy, using it your way. Be strategic. Like, okay, you think your way worked, like you did, like you said. All right, let me try it. Let's see. Oh, it don't work, but let me try a little bit, maybe your way, and then combine it with my way. Let's see if it works for this person. But everything's gonna be different every time. Like cold calling, whatever. If it has cold in front of it, the approach is gonna be different every time, but the same every time. If that makes sense.
It's like the same. You saying the same thing, but it's how you gonna say it.
Exactly.
Because I'm like, there's some people. I might say it'll take everything off besides your skin and fingernails, but I know most majority ain't gonna want to hear that bullshit. So I don't even say that shit because I'm like, that shit corny anyway. Like, duh, nigga, why would I give you something that ain't gonna work? So
I was today. One of the one of the new brothers that is working at a job now. They got him hooked up with a texting system, and I was telling him, I was like, and he hasn't been able to get no leads like that because some shit happened in the job. I think I told you a little bit about it where like a lot of our leads got deleted. And so, he don't got no leads, and the other dude we don't got no leads. But I'm good because I had the system that I've been working, but I was there before all of them. So, and I was working that with other people, and now just because I have so much success, I'm able to just work it. But I had to get to that point. But like he just got, they're trying a new text, they're trying a new system where it's like it seemed like it's better than the one I'm working. And I'm like, just from what he only sent like 400 texts, and he got like 5 people interested in trying to sell. That's rare, bro. And I was telling him, I was like, bro, you got a gold mine. I'm like, bro, you about to make, if you know how to utilize this, you about to make money. Excuse me. But I be forgetting I'm a salesperson. He's been in the business of wholesaling. You know what I'm saying? He knows about wholesaling, but he don't know about sales. So he's still like, so for him, he's thinking he's handling everything and taking everything from one point A, point B. I know a lot of it, a lot of it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I know, I'm not gonna get into detail, but just review is like, he's like, oh, a dude said this is what he wants for it. I'm gonna give it to him. And I'm like, nah, bro, this is sales. Like, don't do that. Like, you like, he said, and it was funny because he was talking, to I'm saying, the owner, and he was like, he said this is what he wanted for it. And it looked like it was a good price. And I told him I give it for him. And he said there was no, it was firm. That was his firm price. And he was like, "Oh, if they firm, those are usually the people that want to negotiate the most." And I was thinking, and I was like, I had already told him that. I kept telling him, I was like, "Bro," I was like, what you got to be scared of?" Like, he says it's firm. I know you don't want to lose it because I understand you want to build a pipeline and that's important. But I'm telling you, bro, I'm like, when they say firm, a lot of times they don't get that price from no one. So they're trying to find someone, a sucker basically. All right, bet I'll offer you like, whatever below that. But anyways, it's just all anyways, what I was trying to say, babe, it's all a learning system. Like basically, I was able to get some game from Sean Cooney, so salute to him. You know what I'm saying? He put me on some game. And I was able to rock with that, even though through the times you always gonna have people in sales tell you this is how you're supposed to do it. Here's the script, here's the way, here's the meetings. We're gonna talk, do it this way. Back in the day, do what you feel like works and try and perfect that, because there's going to be a point in time where you do get to a point where you're so comfortable in it, you like, hey man, I can go to any sales job. I don't care. I'm gonna be cool.
And that's what I'm doing, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. These last 2 days, I think I let them get to me and try to do their way. And hopefully I'll be able to get out of court in time. Maybe I'll pull up, but I don't know what it's looking like. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just go back to doing what I was doing. But at the same time, see, but I don't want to get to talking too much because I'm not trying to sit here and try to expose these motherfuckers neither like that. You get what I'm saying? Because I get to telling you some shit, boy. I'm like, yo, I don't understand.
By the way, y'all, if y'all understand the Clarita area, man, go check out Sean Cooney Meats, man. Got some good food, but
But nah, man. But all right, I'm gonna tell you something though, and you tell me if this ain't pocket watching. Now, see me, I'm different. I'll be picking up on little shit. People think that might be just innocent, but I'll be thinking like, bro, don't. I think a lot of people be like underestimating people when they say shit, and I be thinking like, you gotta pay attention to people when they think they comfortable with you or they're comfortable, because then they gonna really start saying shit that they kind of really feel. So look,
absolutely, yeah.
So it was
when you want niggas to think they know you, but they don't really know you. That's the best feeling in the world, when someone be like, I think I know you, Darren, and you're like this. It's like, yeah, I am. Go ahead.
But nah, bro. So look, it was last week. So when I was having like them sales, right? And I had been late because it was just a rough morning, and then I had caught traffic, so I just was not in the mood. So it's crazy. As soon as I got in there, like after like 2 calls, I had got a sale, right? And so when I'm putting it up, before I go up there, my boss like come in, right? And so this is when he had brought me into the office the first time, not this week, but last week. I think it was like that Thursday, and that day I ended up getting like 2 or 3 sales or something like that. I ended up getting like, you feel me? And then the next day I did the same thing. So when he was talking to me, because I went in there, he just like, I'm like, how you doing and whatever. He's like, I'm doing good. What about you? I'm like, I could be better. He was like, oh, what's that mean? And I was like, and I was like, man, just a lot of stuff kind of going on. Yeah, so he said, what's that mean? And I was like, there's a lot of stuff going on, like, just a lot of stuff, going. So look, this is where I'm like, this is when I was just thinking, like, why did he say this, right? And so I had just got a bit, right? So I'm like, I'm thinking he has seen me. I'm like, there's no way you didn't. I went up there, whatever. So he is like, yeah, been in the game of sales for like, I thought he said something about me, like how long I've been in. I thought he said how long you been here, and I was like, I think like 5 months. He's like, oh no. I was saying how long I've been in the sales game. I started in 1999. Bro, look, I'm sorry. It's cool, but you gotta see what type of person this dude is, right? So he was like 1999, and they started doing the whole little like breakdown. It was like about 22 years. So look, you laughing, but this is when I feel like he started pocket watching, and this is why I kind of got. This is like been the turning point. How I've been just kind of like, and I'm gonna tie in your point that you told me, but like the turning point, because he was like, I was like, yeah, just a lot of stuff. He's like, yeah, I've been in the game, but we did all the numbers and like about 22 years, and like, and I know like when you're having problems and you're not having money, the times are just even worse. And he was like, but if you're having money coming in and you don't have to worry about the bills, everything's better. You're gonna have the problems, but it's better to have that money, right? But see, I'm thinking
I just told that nigga. Oh man, you right though, and I know what type of so it's like it's hard to tell a nigga chill on that. Go ahead.
but you see how he trying to pocket because he was like,
Yeah,
what are your ambitions about going full time? Because I haven't been full time necessarily
yeah,
because I got other stuff on, I'm doing on the side and whatever.
yeah.
So
I
I'm like,
know,
I
but
don't. Well, go ahead.
no, you saying that, bro? I'm like, hold on. Like you saying that makes me frustrated because real quick, shout out to Dari Penny. I know you in here. You want to talk some boxing? We're gonna get in that a little bit later. But you saying that it bugs me because when I was at Esporta, now LA Fitness, you know what I'm saying, I had a brother accuse me of something because I was very nonchalant about the job in his eyes. You know what I'm saying? I would go out, I leave whenever I want. I said I'd be gone for 20 and word get back to me. Remember I told you, there's a brother out here who got the same name as me. And you know what I'm saying? He happened to leave something behind and he thought it was mine. So he thought I was, you know what I'm saying? He assumed something and tried to, remember I told you about that?
Yeah, I
So
remember that.
it's like I know what you're talking about. I'm like, it's funny. It's like he's like why people be pocket watching or why does people assume because you move a certain way? How is there any productivity from that when you don't really know the ins and out of it? But you know what I'm saying? That's always gonna happen. That's what you gotta realize. That's always going to be the case, no matter where you are. Motherfuckers always gonna wonder how is this happening? How what I'm saying? Especially when you're not giving all the game to them or you're not really showing everything. So it's
Because
kind of
even
just
when he
part of
asked
it.
me, he was like, you have any ambitions? I was like, well, I ain't gonna lie to you. The only reason I haven't really even talked to you or even came and mentioned anything about it is I'm like, I have some other side things that I'm kind of still trying to do. And I'm like, I feel like if I do this, I'm not gonna really have time for that. And he was like, well, you don't have to really give up any of that things if you come full time. You can still do it. And I'm just thinking like, bro, you not listening. I'm not sitting here trying to make you fit in. I'm trying to let you know why I'm not trying to do that.
And you got to remember that too, especially if you're having good sales weeks as a part time, they're going to get on you harder when you feel like there's a down week or whatever it may be your movie because they want you full time because sales, it doesn't matter if you're in a real sales position, it's going to be a high turnover rate job. It don't matter what it is. If it is a real sales position, if it's one of the easier ones, then it's not going to be high turn. But if you went really in sales, it's a high turnover rate. Motherfuckers is coming in and leaving, coming in and leaving, coming in and leaving. And the ones who are staying, sometimes some ain't really making money. They trying to figure it out. It's a lot. It's a lot when it comes to it. So it's like if you're part time and you're making good sales, they want you full time, and they'll do things to either discourage you to come full time, which will change the way they are with you if you're full time, or vice versa. Be like, they're basically working their sales tactic with you. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
And it's crazy
Because it's all part of
because
the game.
like I hate it has to be Walter, but I ain't gonna lie, I seen like the disservice I say when it comes to Walter because I'm like I see a whole lot of
W. Go
buddy
ahead and say
but
W. Go ahead and say W.
W, my fault. W. I feel like it's been too much injustice that way. Just because I seen so much help up in there and I seen so many dudes get so much leeway or whatever. When I seen Dub, you feel me, have to do his shit, it's really all on his own. Now it's gonna be good for him in the long run because he has to figure that out. But
And
I'm
that's the
like,
game, though, Zen. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the game. And what you're saying is like you realize it's tough now, but I'm telling you, man, I was just telling, you know what I'm saying? I was just talking to what was the nickname we used to use
W.
for old girl?
Oh, PG.
Yeah, for PG. I was talking to PG. I was telling her, I was like, look, I was like, it's in, like if you're talking to a young, especially a black male, and like you don't know really what you want to do, and you just trying to be like, okay, what I want to figure out a way to make money. Like sales is the way to go, but you got to, especially if you used to be an athlete or whatever it may be, because it's always going to be competitive. There's always going to be some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You got to try and rock through. But I'm like, if you're able to rock through it and get it and just keep rolling through it, I'm telling you, in the long run, what you're gonna benefit from what you learn from it is gonna take you. It's gonna take you pretty far, man. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's more so off the personal experience, but I just think Sales is such a hard thing to do, no matter where you at. But I'm like, if you're able to stick through it and get it, like that shit.
That's why I haven't really quit. But I'm like, I'm just still not. I'm not messing with the. I feel like it's disrespect in a sense. They might not take it as that, but I'm like, y'all sitting here trying to feed me bullshit and tell me it's not. You know what I mean? Like even like with certain things up in there, like they're trying to make it seem like I'm stupid or something. Like I can't put two and two together. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And then it's just like when it comes to me, I know I can sell. But when you having somebody, you talking to somebody, and they've already heard what you said, where in the whole thing does it say this is what you're supposed to do? Let me, if I'm thinking, I'm just like, oh, well, how about this? What was the problem? You know, that's how I kind of want to come. What was the problem? What made you not want to? You feel me? Oh, you already have some. Okay, now you diagnose the problem. I feel like with them dudes, they just hear what somebody said and say, oh, we're gonna do this. Like start lying to them, and then it rolls over next time somebody calls.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Like it's crazy because it's like it's hard for me to. I can't disagree with you because everything you're saying is right. I used to have all the same, but I don't want to pull this shit like, oh, I'm a little bit older than you. But it's kind of like it's like I know what you talking about because all that shit is real. But I'm telling you, just like
stick
rock,
to it.
yeah.
And I'm telling you,
if you want to be in that field, but I'm telling you, man, it's.
I feel like that field is everywhere. Anything that you doing, unless you really just making some biochemic something, you feel me, fixing
Yeah,
some
man, you gotta
propellers,
find. This is the
it
best way to find
sells.
money. Is if you can sell, man. That's really way. That's you can make real money off of sales. That's what. And I never understood the grind. I never. And I want to. I really hold up. I'm gonna bring this up in the chat. I'd already pin it. I don't know if you still up in here. I ain't. You ain't never been in the chat before, so I want to salute you, man. I want to salute to you. And you got Canada up. You might be from Canada, man. I want to salute you because you said Bridgerweight. Nobody says Bridgerweight division in a long time. You're talking about the heavyweight division, basically. Uh,
Yeah,
but salute to you, brother. And hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. We'll talk about that. We'll get into that. But I want to pull you up. You know what I'm saying? I always want to salute to anyone in the chat, so I want to pull them up. Lost Ones is in the building. UK in the building. He said, "What guy? Hey guys, what you talking about?" But he listened long enough. He knows what we say. He said, "Sales is stressful." Though it is, yeah, Lost One.
but
That's what
it's
we all
crazy.
right now.
But it's crazy though, Darren.
We
Like
both in
ever since
sales.
you
We
took
both in
my
sales
advice,
for our
it's
jobs.
only really been this week, and I think it's just been the pile up. Like you know what I'm saying, I got more news. I got to spend more money. It's just everything's just hitting me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with that job, I feel like they're trying to really like Undertaker kick me or something like that. You feel me? Whereas just like the whole time I was fine. Like even last week there, I was fine when it came to that because I'm like I would just remember when you say you're like, look, Chin, everything's gonna be highs and lows. You just if you can go with the lows, the highs gonna be great. So I'm like I've just been taking the lows. You feel me? I'm thinking like this a low week. I'm not tripping, but it's like all the other antics make me get more upset because I'm like they're trying to act like they're helping me, but to me I'm like it's like a quick fix on a tire. Like you're not really trying to fix it. You just gonna patch it up and be like, all right, you good to go.
Let me ask this. So real quick, Lost One said people can be cutthroat for hitting targets. If let me say this, Lost One. I don't know if you in sales or not, but if you're not cutthroat in sales, you won't hit your targets. I know it sounds, savage to extent, but when you get to sales, if you're not savage, you'll learn quickly. You're gonna get left behind. But Zen, what you saying? Let me ask you this: do you feel like after you had that good sales week or that great sales week, when you had more of a silent sales week afterward, do you feel like they were more on you then than beforehand, or do you think it was the same? Let me ask that.
I think it was about it's like it's just crazy, bro, because it's everything in there is sneaky. It's never like a visible approach. You know, you kind of got to be on your P's and Q's and kind of got to push it together. Like to me, if you had to ask me, I think the only reason I moved, I feel like because I seen them having like a little 3-way meeting kind of often. And it's crazy because I went from that training to the next training, just like that. So I'm like, I'm not saying I don't know because this is all allegedly, but I'm like, I just feel like it's still politicking up in there on what I'm doing.
But you're basically saying that you feel like when you had that good, sales week, basically back to back, that afterward, you having a couple, you feel like they moved you. Like that was something they maybe did not do. Let me ask that. Was that something that you feel like happened more quicker than it did after that sales week than beforehand? Maybe when you were
Yeah,
more steady and consistent.
because I feel like when I had that crazy sales week, and then I basically did like what 5 underneath that, right? So it's not like I didn't do bad, but I didn't necessarily do great. But if you average it out, it's like if I did, split
So
that in half each week.
so real quick, you know what I'm saying? When did you have that meeting with your boss where he was trying to persuade you to be full time? Or he was
The
saying,
week
hey, what was your goals?
after, the
The
week
good sales week?
after, yeah, the week after that.
Is anything lining up to you right now? Or
I
do I need
guess,
to have to put this shit together to you for a ham sandwich, my nigga?
but,
I'm
but
just
I'm just,
I'm trying to connect the dots for you. You're part time. You had a great sales a week. Great sales a week that would be great for someone who's full time, right? You have the meeting with him a week after, and he's trying to get you full time, and you saying now I'm good with part time. And then you have maybe a slower week the next week, and now they want to move you. I'm just saying. I'm not saying this is anything you shouldn't feel a way about, but what I am saying, I'm like, this is just a game when it comes to sales. They feel the type of way. Like, you ain't finna come up in here and have a great sales week, and then when I want to offer you a full-time job, you tell me no because you got some other shit on the side. They don't want to hear that. But also what I'm telling you is don't let that discourage you because they don't want to hear that. When you have a slower week, which is going to happen no matter if you're full-time or part-time because that's sales, they're going to try and hit you with the extra, oh, I'm George Foreman in this bitch. I'm not David Hay no more. Like, nah, you stick to your defense, nigga. Don't change your game plan just because they brought in a bigger man.
that's true.
And that's what it come down to. And that's why that's why I salute to Sean Cooney. You know what I'm saying?
That was his advice. Just stick to what you do.
He never gave me a script. He never, and I was young in the sales game when I was fucking with him, and he never gave me a script. Like, he gave me an idea of how to do it, but he really just kind of like he told me like simple things, like real simple things to stick by, and then other than that, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And he never made it more than that or less than that. And over time, like I thought I knew when I got comfortable with it, and I thought I knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? What was happening? I thought I had my shit. I would have a slow sell week. And that's why I appreciate Sean, because I was younger at the time, and he'd be like, "Nah, I'm still, because I was commission only doing that." He said, "I'm gonna still let you eat." You know what I'm saying? You see, you pull up to me at the restaurant. Here you go. Pull up big wild. How much you need? Oh, I don't got no change. Here you go. Like, he was like, I salute that. Like, that's
I mean, he was
rare.
like, bro, I'm supposed to get like 160. I was like, why you got 200? He was like,
I'm
he
like,
ain't had no change, so he
he
just
had
said
no
keep
change. He just gave it
it.
to me, bro. And I was like, I know a lot of people would make it feel like, oh, how you? It's like, to me, like, I'm like, man, and I understand like how the world works. Like, I'm like, not everyone, but I'm like, I appreciate that. And he put me on game, and like to this day, you know what I'm saying, 8 years later, whatever it may be, I'm like, everything he told me was right. And a lot of people try to sway me off of that, and I did get swayed off of that. And salute the last one. Last one said Goose is right. Salute that, and like sales. Sales is an ain't shit job, but if you can figure it out, and if you have that one person who can kind of like be like, look, this is a game, this is what it is. If you stay on that path, it's gonna work for you. You just got to be willing to have thick skin. If you don't got thick skin in sales,
I feel like I have though, because I'm telling you, Dan, it's been a lot of motherfuckers going in and out that joint, bro. And I for sure been the standing one. Like I remember when I had when we went down with the vid, Dub told me that somebody had just walked out. It was just going off, like it was over that shit.
Yeah, I seen. You know what I mean, bro? I was in a sales job where they would take your commission. I was in a sales job where it was just commission only. I was in a sales job where I was doing door to door. Like, I was in some of the worst situations that a lot of people wouldn't take. And at the time, I didn't even realize that till now. But it built me to who I am now and how I sell and how comfortable I am in it, because it's like, there's always going to be someone telling you this is how you should do it because it worked for them. But experience and being observant and aware and understanding what works for you, that's going to be your biggest strength. So when that dude does come around and say, this is how it worked for me, this is what you should do, you'll be like, I guess the way you say hi works, but other than that, all that shit is bullshit. But you won't say that. You'll know how to play. Oh yeah, bet, bro. Yeah, okay, bet. Anyway, yeah, what's good with it? This Darren. What's happening? You know what I'm saying?
That man said, yeah.
All right, man, bro. All right. Like, who's this guy? I don't know who he is.
You're right, bro. Maybe I should just go in
part
there.
Of the game. Don't look too much into it, man.
Just go in there and just get fired. Just start listening.
Don't say that. And get fired. What? No.
They might if I go in there not listening.
It's not. You're not supposed to let them know that you're not listening. You know that's what they're doing to you, right? When they sit down, they say, hey, this is how you should do it. And then when you say, well, this is how I feel about the situation, they're like, hey, by the way, this is what you should do. You understand that, right? That's an art. That's an art to be like, say something to me right now. Like, just ask me whatever. I don't care.
Why don't you got your hat on?
Hey, so you know how fly I am, bro? Like, I did amazing this whole entire week at work. I feel amazing, dog. How you feeling?
I see what you're saying.
So I'm that guy. If you want me to be real with you, I'm feeling like no one can match me. How you feel about that?
I don't know how you feel about being ugly.
Yeah, so anyway, man, I got a couple chicks coming through later tonight. So if you hitting me, bro, don't be surprised if I don't hit you back, because you know I'm about to go up in that thing. No disrespect, though. You my God. No, it's a facade. Real quick, last one say, if you can't be part-time and make sales of a full-time guard, you are good. You see, he said, if you can be part-time and make sales of a full-time guard, you are good, man. Listen to that. Listen to the last one, man. He said,
bro,
it's loud, why haven't you got your hat on? Are you talking about me last one? I got mine on, or is he coming as Zen? Zen don't ever wear his hat, but go ahead.
No, he's just laughing at what I said.
Oh yeah, you did say that. That's right. Yeah, okay. Hey,
but
y'all bear with me. It's laid over where I'm at.
I think where I let it get to me is I think I let all my other L's I was taking like go into that, and I just think like him, it to me. Maybe I shouldn't be mad. Maybe I should just start laughing when I think people think I'm stupid and think that I can't catch their verbiage off top or what they're trying to insinuate.
You don't even gotta listen to that though. That's the thing. Like you don't even take it offensively. There's always gonna be someone that you know personally. There's always gonna be someone that you don't know personally. There's always gonna be someone that you somewhat know personally. There's always gonna be a stranger that's going to have a negative thought about you. You can't control that. That's just is what it is. So I'm like, especially when it comes when it comes to the space of money, like, bro, you making yours the way you make it. I'm making it the way I make it. People always are going to have suggestions of how I feel you should make this work so you can do this because this is how it worked for me. That's going to be.
And it's crazy because I feel like everybody be trying to make it seem like they trying to they want me to do so good. But I'm like, is it me doing good or you want the company doing good?
So if you're not a salesperson and you're a sales manager, yes, you make sales, but ultimately your job is to make sure the company looks good. As a sales associate, you want to put money in your pocket. So you have to realize the differences. So a lot of times he's coming and saying, if you go by the script, if you do this a certain type of way, we're keeping the company looking a certain way. Everybody's doing this, that. You know what I'm saying? We're all on the boo, 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 boo. But if you have a great sales week, if you have another great sales week, if you have a whole 2 months in a row where it's a great sales week, and then you have one bad sales week, and they come to you before that bad sale week and they said, dog, you making us so much money. I want you to be full-time, and you tell them no. You know what's going to end up happening? When that one bad sales week, they're going to say, hey, let's move him. Let's make his life miserable. Because if you were full-time with us, this wouldn't be the case. This is my speculation.
Well, I'm glad
they want the company doing good. They want the company doing good. No matter what they tell you, it's always about the company. Zen, hit him. I gotta use the bathroom real quick. Hit him. Let me put that up though. I'm gonna keep that up.
Nah, last one, yeah. It just was crazy to me last one. I'm telling you, man. It's been a crazy like really crazy past 2 months, man. Flu no. It's been really 2, 3 months, man. It's just been crazy. Like, I mean, a lot of people think that because time goes that everything's good, stuff really still weigh on your mind. You know what I mean? And things like that. To me, I think it's just been a lot just because I feel like everything and everybody is trying to like poke at me and trying to really like see what I'm gonna do. And it's a struggle to ignore that. You know what I'm saying? It takes energy to take the high road. It takes energy not to be like, all right, let me go ahead and tell them how I feel or rebuttal a certain way or really, explain or whatever the case may be. That takes energy. And I just feel like I've been giving good energy out to people, trying to be genuine, humble, honest, all those things. And I feel like it hasn't been receptive. But maybe it has been. I don't know. But I haven't seen any glimpses of people or, other people taking recognition to it, if that makes sense. I see I see the comment, man. Last one, he gonna probably put it up, but you said at the end of the day, do whatever makes you okay, screw the rest, and that is 100% correct, last one. But there's something, and I think it's something with me. I'm pretty sure there's others like me out there in the world. We might be different in how we think, advantages in life, disadvantages, whatever, but I be thinking about other people, you fool. I be thinking about my homies. I be thinking about how we can all get to the bread, the cheddar, my mom's, pops, relatives. I be thinking and making sure they good or hoping that they good. And sometimes, you'll do things to make sure, maybe you're like, oh, I'll do this, or they ask you to do something, you'll spring to do it because you want to make sure they good. And I've been kind of like this way. I feel like I've maybe toned it down just because I haven't been around a lot of people. But I've always kind of been like, and Flu, when he get his, he can attest. Like I've always been that person that I try to, what I'm saying, if I can be there for you, I'll be there for you. But sometimes when you do that, yourself is sacrificed because you feel like you giving out energy and the energy isn't being reciprocated. So sometimes you having to get somebody else up and yourself is double energy. And I don't know. And it's something like I feel like I could probably change, but I'm like, I don't think it's necessarily a negative quality, but it's something like, Flu say, you're gonna have to roll with the punches. And I think that's what I really gotta do more so. But then sometimes, you gotta be offensive and throw punches.
Yeah, you'll look. We're all learning, man. Like I'm still learning myself, man. Like one thing I want to say, like for real, like my pops always told me something particular. Like there's one thing I always remember since day one. He always told me, like, man, track your hours, they'll play you. But another thing he always told me is if you want something when it comes to someone else being quote unquote over you or ahead of you, don't ever shy away from saying what you want. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times saying what you want, especially in a position, you know what I'm saying, me and you are in, you know what I'm saying, it can always, be the sense of, okay, if I say what I want and what is real, I could possibly lose my job or be replaced. But, it goes a long way when, you know what I'm saying, you get into a spot where, you know what I'm saying, you really like it's just like experience does matter, man. A lot of people, man, put a lot of credit into college, but I'm like, college wasn't that. Like I went to college, I got, we both, you got your degree, I got my degree, but that degree ain't shit compared to the experience I got. Like where I'm
Same
at
thing
right
with
now,
hoop.
it's
Like
all experience, bro. That's
it's
it.
like hoop. Like I could always be down. Like in games, bro, it could be 2-10, right? You think game over, right? Going 13, 3 buckets is over, right? We'll come back and win the game. But experience, I just know, okay, 2 threes, we only down 2 points. I mean, 3 threes, we only down 2 points. We get 3 stops in a row. Even if we miss 2 of those threes and they not scoring, you know what I'm saying? It's just chess. It's just like, okay, how can we break it down? But I think it's the same thing what you was telling me in sales because I remember you were saying like, what did you say? You said something to me. You said, what did you say? Damn. It was
What
something
particular
like
area? Like
it was
what
something.
specifically?
It was like something because I was like saying something about selling. You said something like.
Was like about a cold call, how you introduce yourself, like how you approach.
I think he was just saying like don't be too attached to like don't be so invested on trying to do like make the sale. Just sell, you feel me? Just make your best pitch. I remember you were saying like sometimes if you feel like you got to take something from somewhere else and add it in there, just do that shit because you was just like
Yeah,
they
in a
gonna
sense,
fire you regardless if they
yeah.
don't
If
like
you
it or not or whatever.
sales come down, it's like in my opinion, I'm not saying I'm the greatest at it, nothing like that, because I'm definitely not the greatest at it. But I will say I've been around some savvy people, and I've done good around those savvy people, and I've impressed those savvy people. So I like, if I want to say anything about sales, is a lot of times they're going to tell you how to sell. The people who are in a position where they're hiring you, or they feel like they're over you and you're new to the spot, a lot of times they're going to say, "Hey, this is what I did. It's going to work for you." It's never going to work for you because you're not them, right? That's just a fact. Let me ask you this: Kobe, he wanted to do a lot of things like Michael Jordan, right? And he did a lot of things similar, correct? But just like you said, you were like, maybe, maybe not, right? Right? Technically, no. It was like when you look at the way Kobe did things, it was the way Kobe did things, right? Right. Even though he was like, I took a lot of pointers from Michael Jordan, but I took a lot of pointers from a lot of other people too, right? Whatever you want to say, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way in sales. It doesn't matter. Like someone's gonna come and be like, "Hey, I made 100 million selling this way," but they can teach you that same way, and it won't work for you because you don't have that personality. You're not that person. But you can take certain phrases, you can take certain mannerisms, you can maybe even take certain like interests or certain ways of looking at or perceiving people, and you can turn that into what works for you. Real quick, salute to you, Michael Hernandez. Good to see you, brother, man. Blessings, brother. Michael Hernandez, man. I salute to Michael Hernandez all the time. Hey, man, and real quick, I've been watching. I'm gonna say it right now, and I'm a big supporter. I've been watching the lead attorney, man, and he's an older dude, but he really salutes in how to grow your YouTube channel. He's really showing how to grow the YouTube channel. So I salute you, Michael Naz, man. You came in, you know what I'm saying? You subscribe to Black Woods TV family. You always come in with positivity, brother, and I appreciate you, man. As always, man, I want to appreciate Last One, man. That's a day one. Last One's an OG, man. He's
Oh
been a
God,
part of the
he been
channel.
about
I don't
three,
know how
4
long.
years. It's been about 3, 4
So
years,
Last
bro.
One's
He been in there a
OG.
long time. When you
So
was doing those little he was just showing the little boxing
Last One was
videos,
in
bro.
this day. Last One's been here for a long time. So salute to you, Last One, Michael Hernandez. Salute to you, but you know what I'm saying? Just sales, you know what I'm saying? It comes down to your personality. You have to learn to put your personality into whatever you're trying to sell. And a lot of times, that's why sales is a very high turnover rate because it's very hard to
Find
do
that
something
what works for you.
consistent. Yeah, and find something that works for you, and then always on a consistent level be like, I'm somewhat likable to this person. Because you know how I am. As a real person, you know how I am. So the fact that I'm good with sales just shows that
This can be
you
done.
can you can switch it on and you can turn it off. I am the first person to admit that the person I am in sales, that's not the real me.
And it's funny you say that because W be the same way. Because I'm telling you, I really kind of took a lot from him. Like he be slick. Like he be like, you think you throw it around like a hot potato, wouldn't you? Like he be having a little. I be like, I'm taking that. That's smooth, Walt. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm taking little stuff like that because I'm like, I want to make it sound like it's a conversation like we having. Like you clearly see I'm not reading nothing. You feel me? That's how I be trying to sound to them. And I'm like, sometimes I just be feeling like I don't even want to talk about these samples. I should just, because of how he sounded, I'm like, I should just tell him like exactly why I'm calling. And I can talk about them later.
Because at the end of the day, sales is about numbers. So if you putting up numbers, you're not gonna say nothing. When you're not putting up numbers, you're gonna say something because you're not in that position. I told you, I'm pretty sure I told you, and I wanted this every day. As much as I love my job and where I'm at, I still want it every day. Why a certain motherfucker, you know what? I'm gonna be careful. So anyway, real quick, Lawson would say exactly. People have other strengths. You got to play for yours. You got to find out what's your strength, and you have to run with it, and you have to believe in it, And it's hard over time because, you know what I'm saying, if no one else believes in it, you have it's a lot of times you're told you need a support system, and when you don't have a support system, it's very hard to just believe in it and run with it. But that's what you got to do. That's how you make it in life. This is the way life is structured, unfortunately, and you have to find a way to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Make your most in it. I completely agree with that. He also said, look at how women sell compared to men. Whole other game. He's talking about, see, lots of one's trying to get us into a whole nother topic. Because I seen your eyebrows and you're saying, what exactly does it mean? I don't know if this is exactly what Lost One means, but when I read what he just said, I completely agree with you, brother. Because if you got a good body as a woman and you look good, you don't gotta look good. You could be at the crib and you could be making 20 to 30K a month. Do you know if you have 50K subscribers in YouTube, you can be making 10 to 15K a month?
50K subscribers?
If you have 50K subscribers, you can make 10 to 15K a month. That's how YouTube is paying people. And we are out here scraping for everything. I didn't know that. The lead attorney, he be putting out there. I salute him.
I salute him.
I do. I'll be watching this shit. I'm not even gonna lie. And it's like, it's like, I'm not married. Why am I watching a divorce attorney? But I'm like, man, he really be out here. He be like, man, y'all need to get on the YouTube. I'll be like, okay.
I'm gonna start that gram next week. Let me get that going. So you see me? We break something up like this, bam, and just have that up. Motherfuckers want to come see what we talking about.
Salute the Lost One. I know. Do you got work tomorrow? You got work, Zen? I don't got work tomorrow.
No, I got court.
That's right. You do got court. I'm sorry, brother. So we're gonna not even go focus on that. Salute to Michael Hernandez. We 56 minutes in, so let's go ahead and switch a little bit of the topics. He said, "You think Wilder can pull it out next week?" Let's get a little bit on the positivity side, man.
It's crazy. I'm gonna throw some money on, man. At least 100, 200.
I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to. I haven't bet in a long time.
If you want to do it through me, you can do it through me, bro. I'll get you right. I got the people.
I'm gonna throw you. I'm gonna throw you something. And I haven't done it in a long time, but I really believe in Wilder. I think Wilder's gonna be a underdog. I saw some shadow boxing footage of Fury, and he looks good. He looks good, but he looks a little heavy. And I know he wants to put heavy. Okay, I actually agree with that.
He's looking heavy. Like even how he was moving, I was like, he's still moving like Fury, but I'm like, he's moving like
he got some weight on him.
Yeah, he's moving like he's not moving tippy-toed.
He's definitely not on his tiptoes no more. He's definitely flat-footed.
He's looking like a big boy.
Very American style, would I say? Huh? Very, very, very American style. Not pretty with it. He's just moving in straight lines. He's coming forward, sitting down on his punches, coming back out. You know what I'm saying? Not so much head movement. Put the hands up. Maybe slip here and there, but then boom, boom. Am I wrong?
No, that's kind of what he had.
Very American style. I saw it, and we know he moved to Kronk. Young Kronkadonks. You know, he's a legend in the sport, and we saw it work out for him in the second fight. Absolutely.
Fury had an interview, and he said that he needs to be challenged. And it's crazy because when he said it, I was thinking to myself, he was like, I'm fighting many people like Vladimir Klitschko, 11-time fight time champ or something like that. Like he said one name, but like he was like, I need to challenge myself. I'm thinking like, and I beat Deontay Wilder. I'm like, bro, you said 2 names out your whole career that motherfuckers can pinpoint. Like, not trying to come at Fury, but I'm just like, don't make it seem like you done washed up everybody and like you ain't call out no Ortiz or you know what I'm saying. You ain't call out no Jarrell Miller. Like you ain't call out you come out some Dillian White. Like come on, man. We know you can beat Dillian White.
A lot of people, I think that's a great point, and that's why I like sometimes. And if I feel necessary, we can pull up some things. You know, we can do the share screen. I'm savvy at it now, so if we want to pull some.
You can do it whenever you can show something.
We can, but I love that you brought that point up because a lot of people talk about Deontay Wilder only fighting bums, right? Tyson Fury's best wins, I'd say, is Klitschko and Wilder.
That's the only thing you can say. That's what I'm saying. Like you go down his resume.
After that, it would be who? Chisora?
Yeah. And Chisora done lost to everybody. So
and then after that, don't do that, Chisora. After that. And then after that, would you say
Wallen.
um oh yeah, that's right. He did beat Wallen. He did beat Wallen. We're yet to see how good Wallen is yet though. If he
Yeah.
beats White, Wallen's the real deal. But if he loses to White, that's we gotta chill
We
on that.
gotta cut that off.
So let's wait on that. I was gonna say
Honestly,
Steve Cunningham. Steve Cunningham would beat Fury's next best win. And he
and
just
he knocked him down.
okay. While Wilder's best wins would be Ortiz, obviously, twice. Um I would say Dominic Brazil. Washington is shown to be washed. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nobody's giving Sterving no credit, even though he was champ.
Spitzka has shown to be washed. I'm not gonna lie to you. So Sterving has shown to be washed. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But you
So
gotta
Wilder
think
doesn't
though,
have the
no.
greatest resume
But
himself. I'm
Wilder,
not
you
gonna
gotta
lie to
think
you.
though. I think, but Wilder has way more fights than Fury though. You get me? And I'm
He
like,
does, but a
he
lot of them.
knocked out
Wait, real
whoever
quick.
came up to him.
He did. Last one said if Wilder does it, that would be crazy. He's also said Fury's going to try to run him over again. Wilder's the one who will need to be on his toes. Imagine if he can trap that right hand. Last one said he could be so deadly. And then Michael Hernandez followed up. But when you fight very emotional, you lose your legs. That's what I seen in Wilder fighting angry. How do you feel about that, Young Zen?
I'm not gonna lie, man. Malik Scott is I ain't gonna lie. When he first fired his trainer, because he was all the allegations, I don't even want to get into him because it's not even important anymore. But
real quick, Zen, he always bringing this up, and that's why we got to bring Flex in here at some point to just give his opinion.
I know, like crazy.
Billy Scott and literally Flex trained with him for a short period of time. Y'all don't know. See, y'all be following all these big time boxing channels and shoot to Flex. Blessings on blessings, blessings to Flex, blessings. But y'all be following these big boxing channels, but y'all don't know. We got the real connections in this bitch.
Yeah, we know some fighters over here, boy.
we just gotta get bro on board. Like,
you gonna get
no, for real.
You gotta just hit him in the DMs,
right now. I know. I know you remember this move. Go ahead, brother.
But now I'm just saying, like at first I was like, that's kind of like, kind of crazy, just firing your trainer. Woo. When I really look back at it, I really feel like it was the best thing he could have ever did, because I feel like everybody that was with Wilder at that time just was riding on his natural ability, and nobody wanted to coach him. Nobody wanted to tell him something. Well, he has to give Malik Scott credit, even though he knocked him out. I'm like, he understands that, like, I'm just a specimen. You feel me? And I just, at that time, and I think Malik only fought a couple more times after that. He was on his way to retirement. So it's not like he caught him in the prime or anything like that. But at the end of the day, Malik Scott, like, what I'm saying? I scrolled all the way down his page. So I'm like, I just wanted to see what the work was like before he even got with Wilder. And I'm like, he's always just, everything is just sharp, clean, and crisp. But I'm like, he's a big boy, and he also has a hard work ethic. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how hard you work. You ain't going to be undefeated if that's just not who you is. You feel me? Absolutely. You're not going to jump out the gym.
Can I add this in real quick? And I know I say this all the time, but I'm the biggest fan of Barry Robinson, and Malik Scott is a big fan of Barry Robinson. If you see Malik Scott, his pound sign is always odd guy boxing. Odd guy boxing is control. So a lot of times you see, the natural shadow boxing, you throw in and you're blocking and you're slipping and things like that. Odd guy boxing is control in the ring. You saw control from Usyk versus Joshua. You guys can watch my my Fluence Lounge when I was calling that fight, and I called out a lot of things that you won't see. A lot of these, big boxing channels, they have a whole bunch of subscribers, and they're talking about how Usyk's footwork was so much better. He was quicker, he's faster. Those are the most obvious things to point out, but one of the biggest factors, in my opinion, was the control of the jab. I thought Usyk controlled the jab absolutely amazing, and I also called out the switch that happened mid-fight. In the Usyk Joshua fight, in the beginning of the first 5 rounds, Usyk was doing a great job staying on the outside as a southpaw of that front foot of Joshua. And a lot of times what he would do a type of slip where he would be controlling the jab of Joshua, and he would slip in, acting like he's going to come in, allowing Joshua to feel like he can throw that right hand. But then he would go ahead and just duck out, and he would angle out and do a beautiful pivot on the outside of that right foot, and always be in the outside of that. After the 6th round, I believe, I can't remember if it was 5th, 6th, 7th, it was somewhere in between the middle rounds. Usyk began to, rather than slipping on that outside of that pivot foot and angling out to the right, he started to stay right there and act like he was in front of Joshua. So now Joshua is scared of throwing the right hand, right? He said, if I throw the right hand, he's going to pivot on the outside. Now he's going to hurt him over the top. I'm scared now. So now what is Usyk doing? Instead, now he's slipping to the left, but he's staying right in front. I don't know if this makes sense. If you guys can see what I'm saying.
I know what you're talking about.
Picture and show it, but I'm standing in front, and rather than slipping and then pivoting out, he's slipping and he's standing in front. And now Joshua was like, oh, I can throw the right. I'm gonna throw the right. And then
he's moving and he's getting slipped with that left.
Yeah, he'll either take a step out, he'll take a step back, he'll take a step forward, and then either way, watch either way, to the left, I can throw that. To the back, I can throw that. To the front, I can throw that. And he's able to throw it in either way. So it's beautiful. The bait and the switch and that mid-round was one of the most beautiful things I ever saw. That's what I saw personally. And that's what you guys will see when you guys get Fluence Lounge at its best. I'm breaking down some shit. You're not going to see none of these other. They're just going to say, oh, wow, he got hit. I'm going to tell you how it happened. But in my opinion, of course. But yeah, go ahead, brother.
But nah, man, I'm just saying, like, as far as like, and it's like, I say that, and I think we was right, because I think the second fight, I think I got caught up thinking Wilder was going to win. I think us, like him, I think even us, Wilder had us all sleep because we became a fan of him, wanting him to beat Fury, knowing he has the power, not understanding that he doesn't have necessarily the tools to really beat that opponent. Because it's like, I'm good at basketball, but if I'm going to go play Russell Westbrook, I'm going to have a different approach because he's coming 100 miles an hour and he got a different style. You feel me? So I'm like,
if you were like, say if you were playing Rajon Rondo, you would play different.
It'd be different because I'm like, I don't have to necessarily worry about being blown by as much. And I just got to keep him contained. And I don't have to worry about, you feel me, the pick and roll. I'm like, it just be different. You feel me? I'm not saying it's going to be easier, but it's going to be different how I play him. Yeah, so I'm like, well, Wilder. So it's like if I play with Russ the first time, it's the first game, you know, maybe I win or something, you know, there's no draw in basketball, but you know, whatever, it's just like, all right, well, you know, and then the next fight, you know, next time we play him, he gave me 50 and I only have 10. And he busted his ass, you feel me? But it's just like, now I'm going to have to go back at that film and it's all going to be on that. And that's why I get Kobe, because Kobe was a person, he even said it, Iverson gave me 41 and I just couldn't sleep. Like what's going on? Like, why can I stop him? You know what I'm saying? So he's going back. I'm not saying he ever stopped AI, but it was the obsession to be like, I got to be able to make it really, really tough for him. If he makes it, it's going to drain him. And that's my goal, is to drain him more so than try to stop him.
Facts.
And so I'm like, with Wilder, I think his big thing is with Malik Scott. And I think this is the most important thing that I'm seeing, is everything I've seen after every combo he's doing is always some type of body punch, no matter what. And I don't think it's so fast that I don't think people have really seen it. They're so focused on his head up at the top.
I'm so happy. So, you know what I'm saying? I see some other things that I will point out, but one of the big things that people are not talking about is they're trying to talk. They are talking about it, but they're saying it in a very negative aspect. They're saying the way that Wilder is throwing the body punches, you know, it's not fundamentally right. It's not fundamentally sound. Look, I'm getting tired of these people who don't actually professionally box trying to critique a boxer on their fundamentals and how they throw. You're never going, if you're talking about an elite boxer, you're never going to see something that's fundamentally perfect. It's very rare, because you have to make it your own style to become the best. You become the best because they say, oh, you got Sugar Ray Leonard box like this, Floyd box like this. You never say, oh, Floyd and Sugar Ray Leonard box the same, right? That's not greatness. You create something of your own. Sean Porter box like this, Earl Smith's box like this. So it's like all that shit, throw that out the window. Bullshit, right? And I love you point out, because what you're gonna see from Wilder, and you know, I've been saying this. I know it's kind of me kind of repeating what I've been saying, but you're not gonna see a new person in the ring. It's gonna be the same Wilder, but you're gonna see a revamped Wilder. You're gonna see someone who, like, it seems like he just started boxing again. That's dangerous, right? It doesn't have to be anything new. But if you have someone who's enlightened, fresh, and ready to get back in the ring and want to show, like, okay, I got some new shit to show, but it's not really new shit. It's just more so we just what we did was we focus on those fast twitch muscles that you have, and we put them in the perfect condition where when shit gets hard, you're gonna know what to do, rather than being like, oh man, I'm in a position I've never been in before.
Facts. And on top of that, I'm like, what I'm really been seeing, I'm like, everything that Wilder's doing is transitioning. Like, we haven't really seen their whole thing, so I don't know exactly what the game plan is, but it was one thing that Malik Scott has said, and it was in this recent PBC on Fox. He was saying like, hey brother, this is a different type of time. You know, they try to bury you alive basically in the ring, you know what I'm saying? So regardless of the allegation, whatever, he's just basically saying like they're trying to embarrass you. Like, this is like the whole, like, if you really think about it, like, everybody's like saying he's weak, trash, whatever, like, feel me, Fury was trying to lick his blood and all that, like, that's embarrassment to me. Like, so when he said that to me, I'm like, okay, that means Malik's gonna prepare him for war. Because when he said, everybody's thinking like, oh, Wilder's gonna go in there with that. I'm like, look, and this is why I said it's good, because I'm like, it's a respect thing. I'm like, even though Wilder knocked him out, he knows that Wilder knows it's that God-given power. He knew it wasn't because I outboxed this man. You get what I'm saying?
And I just want to point on what you said about the knockout. A lot of people say he didn't knock him out. He got up. Okay, regardless, you want to say he did get up. But guys, in that fight, the way, I'm not even that type of person. You know how boxing fundamental I am. I'm not biased. You know what I said about you know, for the longest time, I was like, you saying you don't think that allegation true? I said no, Fury won. But I'm like, to be knocked down twice the way Fury was in that first fight, he remembers that in the second. And so it's very different. And that's why I give Fury all the props in that second fight to change up his game plan and to be bold enough to walk forward the way he did, the way he got hurt from Wilder and take that chance. That's different. Niggas change after the way they get dropped in that fight. Look at Anthony Joshua. All right. So that's different. So that's why I think people can't criticize Wilder for changing up his trainer if they didn't do it for Fury. It worked for Fury. So why wouldn't it work for Wilder? You know what I'm saying? And it's not about changing up who he is as a boxer. It's about just changing up the look. Real quick, I want to get to some of the comments. You're on point, Goose. Appreciate you. My Grenada's on those a little bit earlier. Dylan Wilburn, appreciate you, bro, being up in here. I know you just popped up in this. Appreciate you, brother. He said, bro, Usyk, I called it on the stream a few months ago, even though Wilder is twerking. He's calling out Wilder for twerking. He did, but that was for, he was with his family. Come on, man. Let him live for that. I believe he can catch Fury, then take out Usyk. Oh, so he's, even though Wilder's twerking, he said Wilder quit. We're talking about generational power from Wilder. I agree with that. That's
and
crazy.
I think, and it's crazy.
That's true.
And it's crazy because I was telling my friend, because he's more on the UFC side of the game. So when it comes to, like, you know, he's like always saying, oh, Wilder's a bum and Wilder doesn't have this and that. I'm like,
disrespectful. We're one of the old school channels. We fuck with boxing, but we fuck with it all. Go ahead, brother.
But like, I was just excited after I explained it to him, though.
Go ahead, brother.
When after I explained it to him, he was just like, because I'm like, he was like, he got whooped by Fury, and I'm just like, see, and I had to keep breaking down to him, and I it's crazy. I was wrong about Joshua when it came down to him fighting Usyk, but I think when it came down to that, I
don't think you were wrong. I think we were all right. We just didn't think it was possible for Joshua to lose a decision in his hometown. And even there's footage on YouTube that shows Dillian White saying, I think and he was at the fight and they were like, who do you think won? He said, I thought Usyk won by a couple rounds, but they're gonna give it to Joshua. He's not gonna lose. And then when they gave it to Usyk, there's a talk, brother. I'm about to show this. I'm about to put this up. Go ahead. How do you feel about that? I'm about to pull this up. Share screen.
I was saying, like, I was wrong in a sense because when I was telling him, like, I lost, right? So it looks like Chan don't know what he's talking about. But I'm like, what I underestimated from Joshua is that I thought his experience being in the ring, being in some of the wars he was in, that he would be able to know how to adapt. But what I underestimated was he's never fought a southpaw as swift and as slick as Usyk. So
southpaws are the hardest. Remember, I told you when I was fighting when I sparred with Dakota all the time, and I told you that was one of the
I remember you telling me, you was like, I can get in there. You was like, I can get in there, but I have to be so crafty and hide so much punches that it takes so much out of me.
Left hand was different because if it's like a left hand coming at you, then a right hand is different. It's really hard to figure it out because it's like, even though when you're out of the way of the left hand, he can hit you with something else because you feel off balance trying to miss out of the way. I'm about to share screen. Go ahead, talk to the people. I'm about to share screen for you.
But no, yeah. So I underestimated that, but I thought I was still on point because I'm like, Joshua just I think, like you said, that Andy Ruiz changed his whole perspective because I think he didn't want to go in there and have something like that happen again because he didn't know that that power was real from Andy Ruiz. So when it came to Usyk, he like, yeah, I'm bigger, but he's like, I've got caught in that trap before, where that was actually the perfect time to do it because I don't think Usyk had Andy Ruiz's power, in my opinion. Yeah, at the end of the fight, you see a big eye, but I'm like, that's 12 rounds of punishment. That wasn't just because of one punch. You know what I mean? So I'm like, when it comes to Wilder, I'm like, it's different because I'm like, his power is unmatched. I'm like, nobody has made King Kong look like that in his whole life. I don't care what nobody talk about. I don't care about nobody saying he old. Nobody's ever made that big.
You're speaking absolutely facts. You're speaking absolutely beautiful awareness when it comes to boxing, man. I can easily, if you want, we can go to Barry Robinson's channel after this, and we can. And he actually did a small show. He'll show short clips on his Instagram of what he showed what Joshua did wrong against Usyk against the southpaw, and then he showed what Wilder did right against Ortiz in the southpaw. Now, granted,
I think Ortiz is scarier than Usyk in my opinion.
No. I know that's you're terribly wrong on that. I'll be 100 with you. That's completely false. Please, guys, hit the like button if you guys are in here and you have hit the like button. Real quick, last one said Fury has been through trainers like T-shirts. I agree with that. He had his dad at first. He changed up, and then he went to the Ben Davison guy. After Ben Davison, he went to Emmanuel Stewart's son, Junior, and that's where he's at now, and that's why he's fighting a little bit more American. Absolutely right. Michael Hernandez said, hey, guys, look, I may not be doing my updates daily on boxing, but Zen, you can tell them it's been how many years now? Maybe about 3. I know my shit, and I actually train. Would you say I trained all right? You know what I'm saying?
What you mean all right?
I'm
bro,
okay.
You a beast, bro. You'll whoop a lot of people's ass, bro.
So
I know you try to be modest so you can get the upper hand on niggas, but you already know the deal, fool. You went out somebody to mess with. Come on.
Not right now. I get fucked up.
If Flex say something,
my legs disgusting.
If Flex say something, fool, come on, bro. You know Flex.
Yeah, when Flex said something, I was like, damn. Okay.
You know you up there because now he's just like, well, shit. I want you around me so I can go out. You like Kwame Brown with Gilbert. So I knew I could wear my chain around with that nigga on, boy. He got hands.
Salute to Flex and blessings on KJ. I know he's doing good. Salute. Love my family.
What you about to show us? Go ahead, show the people, man.
I am. Real quick, Michael Nash said Wilder need to win KO or decision to get his respect back. I think really, actually, he's not going to win a decision. It got to be a KO. But what am I going to show? Let me show y'all people real quick. Let me get to the screen. Here it is. So, you see this? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Look at Joshua. He really doesn't think he lost. Do you see his face?
Mm-hmm.
You see his face. He doesn't think he lost. Look at it. He really think he lost. And then you see Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's looking right at Joshua like, wow, you really think you won? Look at him. He's like, dang, you think you won? Do you think it was a close fight?
Joshua just got exposed, basically, man. That's all that is.
Look at this picture right here, man. And this is me, like, I'm not doing disrespect because Joshua, you way bigger than me, bro. You would give me work in the boxing ring. This is me 100 with you. Like, I ain't doing no disrespect. I'm just being honest with you. I think it's ludicrous and it's disrespectful that people are saying it was a close fight and that the rematch. Now, some people are saying that, some people aren't.
There's gonna be a rematch.
He has a rematch clause. Joshua said he wants that rematch right back. I could find that.
I'm putting my money on Usyk.
But okay, let me ask this question then, because this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna pull up Wilder in a minute. Let me ask you this. Wilder Fury winner. What do you think happens? So if Wilder beats Fury, do we have a quadrilogy? Whatever the fuck that shit called? And if Fury beats Wilder,
if Wilder knocks him out, because if Wilder knocks Fury out and it's not by no TKO, like it's really a knockout, like the refs just coming in like this, I don't think so. Because Wilder didn't technically get knocked out.
They threw in the towel. So I don't think that they'll run it back if Fury just gets knocked out. Now I don't know if there's a rematch clause in the thing, because I know if there is one, I think Fury would be petty, just like Wilder was petty, and go through the courts or whatever and get the rematch. So I don't know but if there's no rematch clause and it's all on if Wilder wants to and he wins, I don't think there will be.
Okay. I'm not mad at it.
Just because I think Fury, because Wilder seen it like this, like I gave you a shot, like I didn't need to fight you. I could have fought Dillian White. I could have fought someone else. I didn't need to fight you. I let you fight me because Joshua showed didn't offer you no contract. You feel me? So I gave you back your spark, and then you try to disrespect me and end me in the second fight. So I think like if he really baptized that man, he like, I'm out of here. Like, you got your ass whooping. I'm done.
Well, last one said for the Anthony Joshua Usyk, he activated the rematch, so the rematch is happening.
That's gonna happen probably March then.
Of next year. That's what they saying.
March.
That's what Eddie Hearn is saying. I'm
In
gonna
March.
pull up. Let me pull up some news real quick. Talk to the people. Let me pull up some
Well,
news.
I gotta go to the bathroom, so
I got all right. Go to the people. We're gonna pull up some news. This is actually what I'm finna do. I'm gonna pull up some news. That's your boys. This is what we're gonna do, man. It's been a while. Actually, oh man, guys, we got so much to talk about. You already know Fluence boxing is gonna come on later in the week. But we having some fun tonight. This is a rare occasion of Fluence and Zen. You know what I'm saying? We riffing, we rapping, and we doing what we doing. You know what I'm saying? So I hope y'all with us and y'all rolling with us. This might be a long stream. This might be like a Fluence Lounge type screen where we got 2 hours popping off up in this joint. But here, I'm gonna share a screen with y'all. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Whoever wins, they never fight again unless it's another draw. If you're talking about Fury versus Wilder, if Wilder beats Fury, they'll fight again. If Fury beats Wilder, they won't fight again. If Joshua beats Usyk, they'll fight again. If Usyk beats Joshua, they still might fight again because Joshua gets love. 100% from lost one. Those two hated each other before the first fight. They did. They had a lot.
Yeah, I seen that, bro. I don't care. I'm putting money on Bud. I know he's not gonna let me down.
Yeah, I don't. It's hard for me to see Bud losing this fight.
It's just because he could really switch stances. I'm like, Sean Porter lost to Spence, just southpaw. I'm like, the fact that Bud can be great in either one, I think he's better southpaw in my opinion.
Hold up, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, just like you. So to talk to people real quick.
But yeah, y'all. What's it called? But by Wilder, man, I just think it's just that power. It's like and he has the height. You know what I'm saying? He has the confidence, the passion. I think he gets that done. I think Canelo beats Caleb Plant, even though they say he has a cut on his eye. So I don't know how that's going to affect him. I don't know how that's going to affect his training. I don't know how that's going to affect his camp. I don't know anything as far as we know. The fight is still going. But that's interesting though. Of all these, so if Wilder beats Fury, there's a rematch. I'm thinking like, dang, there's gonna be 4 fights. Like that's crazy to me. Like I don't think that's ever happened in the history of boxing. Like 3 was enough. You know what I mean? That draw really messed things up. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I would want to see a 4th fight. But maybe I would though. Maybe I just like, all right, I guess that's full of. But I'm like, if that happens though, and then the Usyk happens, and say Joshua somehow changes his game plan and he comes back and wins. I'm like, that's just a whole lot of wasted time. I'm like, ain't like Wilder, all these dudes getting younger. I'm like, y'all missing out on fights we kind of want to see in a prime. You know what I mean? Like all this mandatory rematch, that bogus and stuff. You know what I mean? What was he about to show us? Oh, he was showing us that boxing screen. I got 2, but still Porter is a trouble for anyone. Yeah, because of his unorthodox type of style. He'll jump around, going and trying to get it. But I'm just like, doing that with Bud might not be necessarily beneficial for him because I'm like, Bud is all about, he has power, but he's a counterpuncher as well. But he also can pick up the pace, you know what I'm saying? So he has like all three in one. So like with Spence, he's more of a defensive fighter. So he's in the guard, he's sitting there, he'll counter, he'll come and throw back, but it's more so reacting off the fighter. Versus Bud, he'll go in there, he'll just play with you, he'll jab you, he'll put the pressure on you, you know what I mean? So I think it would be harder for a dude like Porter to really be bouncing around like that because I'm like, when you got a guy that can go orthodox and southpaw, jumping around might, you can set yourself up for something else. That's just my opinion. Because I'm like, it's easier to fight a dude that's just trying to Philly shell you and just counter you than it is somebody that can do all three, either push the pace, counter you, or both.
Nah, bro.
But before we transition to that, though, I just was trying to address this comment. With the Wilder, I want to say this because I know we're going to tackle it probably next week. A good preview, hype going through the week. I think it was good that he got somebody in the Malik Scott because not only is there respect, but I think he looks at Malik Scott as a certain brother type too. So when you're trying to get over certain things like the allegations, how you got embarrassed, all that stuff, like say something crazy happened to me, I would go to my guy Flu or whatever the case may be, and I know whatever it is, I know we can get through it because that's the type of frequency we got. So I'm like,
it's going in your corner when you have someone when you know that's gonna rock with you no matter what is different. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, and it's just like, and I'm like, Malik Scott not short, he's 6'4", so he can't necessarily replicate 6'9", 300. But what he can do, he can show you like, look, these are the type of twist muscles. This is the type of pressure you might be receiving. And then it's for me, this is how we got to move for you.
Keep talking. Keep telling them people, man.
Oh, no, yeah. And it was crazy because he said we wanted AJ Wilder since before Klitschko. And I was just saying, like, these rematches is kind of going to mess up a lot of stuff. I'm like, we kind of want to see these fights in a prime. Like, I think Wilder's 33 this year. I think Fury's turning 30 or something like that. Joshua's 31. So I'm like, say Wilder wins and they talking about another rematch. And then they say if Joshua wins, another rematch. I'm like, we going to 4 and 3 fights. I'm like, by the time they end up all trying to fight each other, they're going to be older. You know what I mean? I'm like, them rematches is crazy to me. Because I'm like, I remember back in the day, there was no 4 fights. I think there was a couple of fighters that, like, the Evander Holyfield because of the ear and stuff like that. Like, there was a certain occasions, but I'm like, it wasn't often you seen trilogies. We don't get that fight at some point. Something is wrong. Yeah. I'm like, I still want to see AJ Wilder, AJ Fury, AJ, all that. I want to see all that still. Because I'm like, I still want to see who's the top dog.
Man, I'm just saying right now, let me say this. Terrence Crawford for Sean Porter is a different type of fight. Before I want to get into this, I'm going to talk about this. I actually want to just switch it up just a little bit.
I also want to say it's great that the fight got pushed back because I think a whole nother month and a half of training, getting the twist muscles. I'm like, y'all don't understand. It takes 21 days to start a habit. It takes 90 days to complete it. Wilder's been doing these habits. He's been doing this training because Malik Scott said the best thing ever. He said, I've seen Wilder do everything in the boxing ring people said that he can't do, but he's only did it 1 or 2 times. We're trying to tap into all of it now.
You want to know why you making me mad, bro?
Why?
You making me just come up with all type of different shit. By the way, StreamYard, I know I'm coming up on my limit. I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to get because I love doing this shit. I appreciate you, Zen, man. I'm about to put up. I'm a little faded right. I'm Fluence right now. Jesus. Keep me right, man. Don't let me go crazy with it. But you keeping me with the ideas, man.
But no, I'm just like, when he said that, I'm like, that's exactly what it is. I'm like, because people are not trying to act like Wilder's not a specimen because of how he talks and how he moves and, what he kind of stands for. So people are not trying to give him the nod, you know what I mean? Because of how he is speaking. He says something like, I'm going to beat your ass and shit like that, like kind of be like, you feel me, out there with it. But I'm like, when Malik Scott said this in June, because I was watching his feed.
Brother, come on the podcast, man. We trying to get a interview, man. Come on through, man. Come on through. Go ahead, bro.
Facts. But no, I was just saying, like, he was just saying, like, I seen
You train with my brother.
He said, I seen
Come
like
on.
Wilder do this and that in the ring. He's like, it just was so brief type thing, you know? So he's saying we're just trying to tap it out. So I'm like, when he said that, I'm thinking like, that's June, July, August. That's 3 months right there. And then you still got September. So I'm like, if they've been going hard and really training and getting the fundamentals right, it's going to be a tough fight for Fury than he thinks. Because he's kind of going in there calm, like, I'm just going to go in there and beat his ass. I'm just like, it's dangerous to go against somebody that's desperate. And I think, I don't want to say Wilder's desperate, but he got revenge on his mind. And when you got somebody vengeful and
Wilder if Wilder really believes the things that he's been putting out there, or let me say not completely him putting out there, but his team that his team has been putting out there, they put a dent in his head. His gloves were tampered with. His ex-coach put something in his water, spiked his water. His suit was too heavy. If he believes those things, then this brother was on a rampage. And if this rampage doesn't work, what happens then? I think we're gonna see a different Wilder though, because I think the switch. I said it before earlier in this podcast. I said to y'all, I was like, listen to me. I said, why is it y'all could believe in Fury? Y'all could say, oh, Fury can switch his trainers. He can go from Ben Davison, the guy that he said, hey, I want you to be my trainer. Why is the reason why you want him to be his trainer? This is per Tyson Fury on the Joe Rogan podcast. He said, what I did, I said, hey, you see that chick walking up right there? I bet you can't get her number. If you can't get her number, you're not going to be able to be my trainer. He tried to get a number. He wasn't able to get it. He said, you're not going to be able to be my trainer. He said, oh, you don't think I can get it? Guess what? I'm going to get it. He ended up getting it. He became his trainer. He was a trainer for that fight. Rough fight. Switched up, went to Sugar Hill Stewart, and changed game plan, came forward with power, finished Wilder. And everyone applauded the change in the caps. But yet, when Wilder wants to do that, is a problem. Oh, he's not going to learn enough. It's not going to be fast enough. Nothing's going to happen. It's not going to matter. But it's like, it's interesting when all of a sudden boxing IQ wants to go out of the mirror. He's not changing his game plan, who he is. Look at him in these clips. He's still the same fighter. There's nothing different than what we're seeing. But it's conditioning. It's what to expect.
I think, honestly, I think Wilder still looks as big as he did the second fight, but I think this is a year and a half of him being comfortable with being that weight with stamina. Because I'm like, Malik Scott always had great stamina. I've seen in some of his fights. He never was out there just looking gas, throwing wild punches or looking, you feel me? He might be a little tired at 12, 11. You know, everybody going to be a little tired then. But I'm saying, like, he knows how to get people in shape, I say. And I think Wilder's looking in great shape, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. He looks amazing, and in comparison to Tyson Fury, but Fury, the thing that it doesn't matter that he's in great shape is because Tyson Fury is just a way bigger person than him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in boxing, that can be something that could be an advantage to somebody like Fury if if Wilder is used to playing the big man game, and Wilder, if you watch the way Wilder fights, he's used to playing the big man game. So can I do this real quick for you guys? I'm gonna go back to this in a minute. Let me stop the screen. I'm going to share it back with you guys because we're going to get technical in here. See, this is really what we want to do when we're in Fluence boxing. We're still going to do this. But so this is Barry Robinson, okay? So I want you to see how he's talking about. Okay, so in my best way, Coach Barry Robinson, he calls everybody out on the Instagram. One point, I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna see how he feels about my analyst of the game. He probably is gonna talk shit, but he's talking about. If you guys can see right here, you see there, you see that the line straight. We're gonna have a little school here in boxing. He's talking about the alignment. So I won't say what he's saying, but I'm gonna talk about what I'm seeing. First and foremost, if you go back and you watch Fluence Line, AJ right away, I think he did something that was a mistake. He brought himself to the same size as Usyk. Supposedly Josh was 6'6", Usyk is 6'3". Joshua decided to have such a wide stance, he made himself 6'3", 6'4". So now he's taking away one of his biggest advantages. What is his biggest advantage?
His reach.
His reach. Okay. So if we play, you can see here what Usyk is doing. He's doing feints. Feints. Some would try to say he's rhythm stepping. No, rhythm stepping is different. And I can show you rhythm stepping, but this is feints. I'm feinting. Now, he gets close enough to Joshua. Rather than firing on the inside, he throws out his jab, but he's not throwing out. And I know people got to leave because it gets boring here. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop soon. I'm sorry. I don't want to bore y'all. But he's throwing out his jab hand, not to fire and actually attack on Joshua, but what he's doing is he's actually playing with Joshua. He's making Joshua feel like Joshua is in range to throw his own jab. So Joshua reacted and threw his jab. Now he covers up because he realized he's too close. Now another feint from Usyk. It's a hook. I don't even think Joshua realizes it's a hook because you can see his left hand is down. He just sees that there's a movement. He's feinting. He's trying to throw. So there's a lot of feints from Usyk. Boom. Joshua's not even in range to throw the jab, but he just throws that out there because he's like, I got to do something. He's not even in range. A guy who has a longer reach than the shorter fighter throws a jab out. Is not even in range to touch him. That shows how off he is, right? Usyk doesn't even react to it. Another one. Joshua throws another one. He realized how out of range he was. Let me try and touch his shoulder. That's something you'll be taught when you have a long reach. Your trainer will try and touch the other opponent's shoulder when it's shorter than you, because when you touch the shoulder, you'll be in range for that right hand. He tried to touch the shoulder. He missed the shoulder, right? And now he puts the hands up. He opens up the glove. Now, if the glove goes in his face, that's illegal. You can't do that. But he opens up the glove necessarily because he's hoping that blocks the vision of Usyk, right? Usyk looks. He kind of tries to get him out of the way. He's not really worried about it. Nothing happens there. Another feint from Joshua, right? But it's not a feint where he's actually looking to attack. He's more so doing a feint, trying to make Usyk act as if he's changing levels and he's looking for a body attack. So he's trying to make Usyk drop his hands, right? So not the best attack feint, right? Puts the hand jab out. Usyk is still looking. Side slip. Now you see the feint that Usyk did. Usyk slipped out of the way of the jab, right? This is what Joshua was doing right before he threw his jab out, right? He was going like this, acting like he was going to attack the body. If you're someone as skilled as Usyk, Usyk's not going to be worried about someone trying to attack the body who's as far out as Joshua, who didn't actually measure his range. So if I didn't throw a jab to look, and if I'm just going like this, I'm not worried about that. So Joshua does that to get close. Then Joshua throws the jab out. Usyk slips and mimics Joshua, slips down this way, and look what happens. Boom! And there goes overhand right. All that time just to land one of the most perfect shots that happened throughout the night. So I know that was a lifetime, but Coach Barry Rice positioning, and that's how fundamental boxing can be. And
that's beautiful because that's like basically like if I was playing and a dude's just really locking me up, or not locking me up, but like really trying to play aggressively. I'm like, okay, I want to get to this step back, but he's not letting me go this way. So I'm going to have to go right, go left between the legs, act like I want to go right, spin back, go between the legs, go back, crossover, get to that spot, then I step back. Everybody's like, damn, but sometimes you have to get him to walk him down, get him to the spot you want to get to, and then you shoot, So that's what he was doing. He was just jabbing. He's like, okay. Oh, he moved. There you go. Bam.
Feints. Yep. Feints. And then you made like, if you know what I'm saying, Iverson, think about Iverson. Like I'm doing this cross. You got the defender kind of lulled by the movement you're making where he thinks he got you. Then you make that quick change up. Boom. And he's like, oh, it was the same thing like that. Usyk was like, I got you low, Joshua. And Joshua thought he had control of the fight. Then Usyk was like, change. Bah! And then real quick, and then I'm gonna be done with the technical shit because I know this is boring as hell. But this is how you actually properly defend against the southpaw. You see Wilder right away. Ortiz, now obviously Ortiz is not in his prime like Usyk. Obviously, he doesn't have the fastest feet as Usyk. Usyk is on another level than Ortiz. Yes, obviously, but this is a beautiful way to defend or to fight a southpaw. You see right away Ortiz using his jab. What Wilder does, he doesn't play the hand game. Okay, the jab game, right? Joshua played the jab game with Usyk. I'm gonna play. Let's touch. Let's touch. Let's touch. Right away, Wilder said, "No, get that jab out of here. Let me disengage." He disengaged from that game, and then he circled to his right. I'm not playing the jab game because if you play that game, a lot of times that southpaw can line up that left hand a lot easier. The orthodox fighter can line up the right hand. That's just facts. So you can see now Wilder engages with the hand game. He says, if we're going to do this, I want control. But why am I doing this? I'm not doing this because I'm looking for a shot. I'm looking for position. I want ring control. So I step to the right. I have you step to the right. And so I make you feel you can throw that overhand left. Like, who threw that overhand left?
Joshua.
No. Usyk threw that same overhand left on Joshua. And he caught him. Boom. He did the same thing. He played the positioning. But what was the difference between Wilder and Joshua? Joshua allowed Usyk to control
the
jab. Wilder disengaged. And then he engaged and said, this is when I want to control it. But it was for a short time for Ortiz to feel as if he can now throw that. Wilder's, here it comes. I already knew it was going to happen. What did he do? He blocked it. Now what happens? He throws out a jab, disengages. I'm going to disengage. Ortiz now disengages. Now we're in Wilder's rhythm. Another jab. You see how I control? I'm not throwing anything. I just lightly slap to the left. By the way, Coach Commander, I know you said you can't do that, but I knew you could do that. See, I did that in my sparring when I did that. He said, you can't put the glove out like that. I knew I could do that. Anyways, look at that. Little slap forward. Now what is he doing? He's controlling his opponent. He's telling his opponent where to go. He said, come here. Come over here. I'm positioning you right away. I want to throw the right. And that is how you play with a southpaw. People want to say Deontay Wilder does not have any technique, ring IQ. He knows what to do. He got outboxed by Fury in the second fight. The Fury came in with a different game plan.
But Wilder came in with the same game plan. If you come with the same game plan, and you not prepare for it. It's like in war, bro. If you expecting the same army you fought the first time and they regroup, you can't expect the same attack.
Absolutely. That's my point. And it's like, it's not me being biased or not me being any type of way. I'm just being 100. Like, Fury changed his trainer, got a new trainer. He said, I'm going to use my weight and I'm just going to put the pressure on Wilder because Wilder doesn't fight that well off his back foot, even though that's not even true. But I think Wilder came in a little bit too cocky that fight, right?
That's
Wilder thought he was going to wash Fury. So I'm like, but even in that instance, why is it everyone felt it was okay to say that Fury was able to do that and have so much success, but now Wilder wants to do that, and it's like, no, it's too late. That doesn't work. He's disloyal, blah, blah, blah. All these different types. I'm like, for me, Fury's going to come in the same exact way. He's going to try
think about out of every heavyweight, bro. Even like Usyk is just new. Like Wilder is the most hated heavyweight, bro. Like easily. Like he gets the most flack. He gets the most talk. Like you even had Javante one time saying skills pay the bills, all that type of shit. So I'm like, I don't understand why he gets so much hate, but yet any man that stepped in that ring and hit that canvas. Yeah. I'm like, even Mike Tyson can't even say that because Lennox Lewis didn't hit no ground. Did he?
You just be hating, bro. Lewis did.
By Mike Tyson?
You said Lennox Lewis didn't hit no ground?
I'm talking about when he fought Mike Tyson.
Yeah, when he fought Mike Tyson. But Lennox Lewis got his ass knocked out.
Yeah. I know that. I'm just saying that everybody wants to say my Iron Mike, but I'm saying like
You
nobody's
right
ever been
though.
able to say anybody that they stepped in the ring with has touched that canvas. That's all I'm
Yeah, I feel
saying.
you. I feel you.
That's all I'm saying. I'm like, he didn't win, but I'm like, he ain't necessarily, he got a draw. So I'm like, he can honestly say, I put you on your back theory twice. Nobody's ever done that.
No one, bro. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, he didn't even put water. Like he put water on his back, but they, you know what I'm saying? He threw in the towel. So we'll see, man. This third fight gonna be crazy, man. This weekend gonna be crazy, man. We're gonna be having some wild shit happening, man.
Man, next week gonna be wild. We got the songs, man. It's gonna be a fruitful weekend.
Wait, I thought Wilder Fury is this weekend, bro.
Next weekend, bro. It's the first tomorrow. They fight the ninth.
That's what I meant next weekend. Cause I'm like, I feel like I'm like today Friday, so I'm feeling like I'm not counting this. I'm like next weekend. That's gonna be crazy, bro.
Crazy fool.
This weekend though, we got some tomorrow MVP. I don't know if you're gonna be there for it. MVP Douglas Lima,
He
you
fight
already know.
tomorrow.
That's tomorrow, Fluence Lounge. We here for it. You know it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I
Gonna
might have
be
to watch
amazing.
that just because Lima whooped that ass that
But
first time.
just so you
Yeah.
know, it's early, bro. It's early. It starts at 4, bro.
Your time or my time?
My time.
So 2 my time?
Bro,
Damn.
and
Bellator got bad for me.
Diago Santos versus Johnny Walker is on Saturday. That starts at 4 2 or 6 or 5 or something like that. That's actually a fire card. I'm gonna be there for it. Y'all already know Fluence Lounge. Y'all stay connected. See, and I thought for Fluence Lounge, I'm about to get a break. I'm like, this weekend I don't got nothing to worry about because I thought the Mackenzie Dern card was this weekend because that's what it was showing when I was like, is there any UFC this weekend? It was showing that. I was like, oh, I don't got to do no nothing. And I was like, okay, Douglas Lima versus MVP. All right, I'm there. I was like, Johnny Walker, Diago Santos, and then also it has bro, we got that card is fire. So I'm like, I'm watching that. Like it got underrated fights. Oh, Kevin Holland's on the fight on the main card. Like I'm watching this shit. I'm
Nah,
there.
I'm gonna watch it.
So Saturday I'm lit. I'm here at Fluence Lounge all day. This Saturday we here, and then you know what I'm saying we're gonna shoot to do something this Sunday, y'all. This Sunday, try to give y'all another Fluence and Zen episode, depending what's happening with the you know what I'm saying. Well, we don't got Raising Canaan no more. That's unfortunate.
BMF, did you see it?
Huh?
Did you see BMF?
Yeah, I watched it. How you feel about it?
It was a good little cliffhanger episode. I thought it was a little cheesy at first. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, if this keep it up,
Hey, the
50, I ain't
acting
gonna
was
lie.
subpar, bro. The acting, I
Come
was like,
on.
yo, I gotta get these y'all gotta get them scripts right. Cause
Because it's
them
crazy. The
niggas is
dude that's supposed to
acting
be Big
terrible.
Meech, he's a good actor. Because I seen him in one of a Tyler Perry show. His name is War. He was going crazy, fool. I liked him.
Who,
Like
the
he
light
really,
skinned nigga?
yeah.
That nigga was weak. He was the weakest one to me.
No. I'm talking about the older grown version. Remember they had a grown version and they flashed back into the old days. Remember he had got out on the block and they had that crazy black party for him.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
That's
get
what
what
I'm
you're talking
saying.
about.
That actor is good. I'm saying they,
Yeah,
like he would have. But I'll give it a chance though. Like you feel
yeah.
me?
That's
Like,
I'm gonna give it a chance, but I'm like, damn, I'm like this shit weak.
but you gotta admit though, Power acting at first was a little cheesy too.
Yeah, even in Raising Canaan, it was like, all right, I gotta get them.
Like that first episode, I was like, all right. And then I ain't gonna lie, I remember the first couple three was like, it's still like. And then at that fourth, we was like, oh, okay, that's something I
Shit
needed
went
to see.
crazy. Yeah, so I'm
I
gonna
ain't
give
gonna
it a
lie,
chance
bro,
always.
because Raising
Always.
Canaan, tell you, greatest season finale I done seen in years, bro. True Detective is probably like the
Bruh, that
close
was the
second.
craziest shit. And I just be seeing some people saying it's weak. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm like, that's the best season finale I've ever seen in my
Because
life.
people wanted everything to be solved, or you feel me? I'm like, everything is like 50 made it to a point where he could do anything now. Like he could introduce goals, so he could wait. You know what I'm saying? He could have Jukebox doing her thing, figure out what Jukebox doing. Like we don't know.
Bro, he has so many spinoffs. If he like this nigga be making shows where he got spinoffs off his spinoffs. I'm
He's
like,
so
this nigga
smart,
forever
bro.
gonna have money, nigga.
Forever, fool. And think about it. Right after
I'll be
BMF,
like,
bro,
man,
it's
I'll be
gonna
like,
be
I'm trying to get some money like that. I want some money. My bad, yo. My bad. I'm being crazy with
how
it.
you feeling though, dog?
I'm
I
up.
know it's
I'm
late on the
fluent.
side of the game over there.
Yeah, but I don't got no work tomorrow. I ain't shit. You already know what it is. And you already know what type of day I had. So it's like, man, I'm celebrating. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to be
I
lit.
mean, salute.
I'm telling you, bro. Let me know what it is, man. Come back out here, man. I'm telling you, man. Is this out here? This is where you know what I'm saying? Shine and grind, you know what I'm saying? Come back out here, bro. Tell you, man.
Shiny girl. Oh my god.
I'm Fluence right now, so excuse me, Black Goose TV. So, but tell you, man, it's lit out here ain't that bad. They try to make it seem like it is. It ain't living
Bro,
in
I've been out
Mason.
there. I know it ain't that bad, bro.
Absolutely not. I know, but you know, motherfuckers be trying to make it seem like it is. It ain't.
It's just crazy because I know how you was talking about how your siblings was acting out there and shit, like at the poppy store. I was just like, man, Memphis is
Illinois
not
one.
bad if you don't let it be
Yeah.
bad to you. Don't
Nah,
get me
it's
wrong. Of course, we was on our P's and Q's, like we wasn't moving sloppy, but I'm like, I wasn't walking around like my life is in danger.
it's lit out here, man.
But I
Real
remember every
quick.
time I used to be at work, they used to be like, "Where you live?" I'm like, "Fraser." They like, "Ooh." I'm like, "Why you do it like that, bro? Why I gotta like?" I want to deliver pizza to you. I'm like, "All right, motherfucker."
Don't worry, it's the same way where I'm at, but it ain't nothing. Real quick, I want to salute to Dari out here, man. Pennant, man. Seem like you knew this channel, so salute to you, man. If you ain't subscribed, man, subscribe. What's up with it? This is Zen Influence
Like
podcast, baby.
that
We get it
joint right
popping all the
there, man.
time. But he said, you remember my message about where you from, Adari? Because you talking about the Bridgeway division. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know. That sounds like maybe he's from Canada. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, he's showing Canada, but he's basically talking about the heavyweight division when it comes to the Bridgeweight division. Oscar Rivas, he's number one. Riot Murray. I remember Riot Murray. I've been following him for a long time, way back when I used to post boxing videos on my channel. I used to post Riot a lot. Brian James at number 6, Artist Spitzka. Not a lot have it happening in the Bridgerweight rankings, if you want me to be real with it. So who's your guy in the Bridgerweight rankings, man? Like who's kind of the guy you following? Because I guess the only person I would say that's kind of doing his thing, I guess, would be Oscar Rivas, but Oscar Rivas is mad inactive. So we getting deep down there with it. But how you feeling about the rest of the weekend, man? Tomorrow's Friday. We got the weekend coming up, man. We got tomorrow MVP versus Deli. Let me know about that too. You gonna do I need to go stream it or are you gonna pop in? Okay, so see that? Yeah, he's from the Bridge Radio. He's from London, England. Hey, yo, salute. I know Lost
No.
One, he's out of here now, but Lost One, he from the UK, Adari. So salute to you, man. Salute to you, man. And appreciate you supporting us, man. It means a lot, man.
What time you say? Because I'm like,
We out here in Memphis. I'm in Memphis. My bro in Cali.
You said what time next start? 2 my time.
Yo, 2 your time. It seemed like I think the main card. That's the main card. I think the actual walkout is supposed to happen 5 my time, so probably like 3 your time.
For the
3 to
Lima
4.
fight?
Yeah, probably
Well,
like 3:30.
All right. Because I was going to go hoop, but nobody hit me back on hoop. So what I'll do is after court, I don't know, because I was thinking
Or
about
just
going
do
to.
something. Like I'm like,
Should I go to
just
court,
plan
bro?
around it.
I'm not going. I got to go to court. Should I go to
Yeah,
work
you
after
gotta
court?
go. You gotta
No.
go.
Should I go to work after court?
How long you be there for?
I mean, worst case come to worst, I could be out of work. At a court at like 9:30.
Just I say base it off how long you at court. If you're at court for a long ass time, nah. If you're not at court that long, then go. Damn, put this on my knee. Where does she go?
Why? Because I'm like, I want to go to the gym too. So I'm like, we're gonna go live. I'm like, I want to get at a good time. I don't want to feel rushed. You know what I mean? Like I want to get the good. Because I'm like, it's crazy. One of the my old homies I used to hoop with, bro, he got me on this core workout, and my core was sore for like a week, bro. It was crazy work, but I liked it so much, I just started doing that shit every day.
Bro, go after the live.
I guess that is true.
I'm gonna do mine tomorrow. Well, because I'm off, so I guess it's different. But I'm gonna get my shit in before, go live, and I'm gonna get my shit in after. Maybe depending on how my knee feel. I know it's different.
You right. I guess I could do both.
Yo.
What I'll do then, I guess I'll just do like little weights.
You ain't got no excuses. I'm injured, nigga. I don't know what's going on with my leg, and I'm still out here getting it, boy. Come on now.
Shut your ass up. I just wanted to, because I'm like, when I play fives, it's different when I just go to the gym. You feel me? It's crazy.
Salute to the people, man.
Yeah, no, he still isn't right.
Man, yeah, if y'all ain't hit that like button, I don't know what's wrong with you. Hit the like button, man. Be respectful to the people subscribe to the channel. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I wish I come there. I would try to join the live then.
Let me know, man. You already know I'm gonna be live regardless, man. You already know what it is, what we do. I salute
get
to
a
the
good
people.
crowd for sure tomorrow.
Yeah, Bellator always shows love, so hopefully y'all show love tomorrow. Make it worth it for your boy tomorrow, y'all, because I'm trying to I don't even know, man, but just show your boy some love. Okay, we gonna get up out of here though, man. We salute to y'all. We appreciate y'all. This was a good podcast, man. I enjoyed it some love, man. We really talked, walked, and let it off. And we appreciate everybody that was up in here, man. Lost one. Dari, all y'all, man.
Y'all go ahead, like, subscribe to the channel, man. If I get it to this far, man, y'all just go do those things, man. Y'all stay tuned for more content every day.
And Michael Hernandez, man. Salute to all y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. We know what we're doing. So salute. We getting up out of here, but I'm gonna be back tomorrow. Bellator, baby, all day. You hear me? That was TV.